I mean, a journey of 1,000 steps begins with a single whatever. Good morning. I am sitting in my car trying to gear myself up for my longest run yet. I've got 19K on the schedule, and that is the longest run that I will have to do until the race. In 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks from now, I will be basically in this same location, but racing. Well, racing. I will be working on completing my half marathon at that point. I'm not entirely sure that race is the right word for it, because I'm fairly confident that I'm going to be at the very back of the pack, and I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is running 19 kilometers today. So I've put this on my Instagram. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Motivation is not what gets me out the door. Motivation got me to set the goal in the first place. And I can feel little bits of inspiration and motivation. I'm seeing people doing their own runs on this path, and that is somewhat inspiring. But it's discipline. Discipline is what it comes down to, because motivation is very fickle. I can't control motivation. I can't produce it when I'm not feeling it. Discipline is what I can control. Discipline is just getting it done even when you don't want to. And I very much don't want to. I did not set myself up for success, although I did at least eat some pasta last night, but also drank a little bit too much, went to bed way too late, and I am currently feeling somewhat dehydrated. So this is going to be an even longer run than I think it's going to be. But this is the last big one. There's some other big runs. Don't get me wrong. I've got a 16K as well, but somehow that sounds more manageable than 19. I know it's only 3 kilometer difference, but like psychologically it makes a difference. It's also just not an inspiring day. You can see the cloud cover. Yet again, it rained all night. I've got rain on my windshield. I shouldn't complain because it's not snow and it's not 40 degrees Celsius weather. So there's that. It's just not inspiring. It's very blah. All those things, I don't know. I'm just finding any excuse possible to just be miserable about this. I have been in my head literally all weekend about this. I spent all day yesterday just thinking about how much I'm going to hurt once this is done. What I should be focusing on is how proud I'm going to be of the accomplishment. But I have the feeling those feelings will come in like 17 kilometers from now. Right now, it's just this huge, massive mountain just in my brain. I mean, that saying exists for a reason, right? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. All I can do is focus kilometer by kilometer. It's all I can do. I'm just delaying the inevitable at this point. The sooner I start, the sooner I'm done, the sooner I can commence just relaxing for the rest of the day. I did this to myself. I did this to myself. All right, let's go.
Okay, so it has definitely cleared up. I am 4 kilometers in, still have a very long way to go, but I'm doing route recon basically. So I'm running pretty much the entire half marathon course today, and I'm exploring some parts of my city that I've never been to before. Oh, this section of the course is where the hills reside, so that's been a challenge. I've run most of them, but not all. Certainly not all. And now I'm taking a walking break to play with my new toy and record for you. So, mood definitely improved. Honest to God, that first kilometer is always the hardest, just getting started. That is the absolute hardest part about running. I promise you, just getting started. Once you get started, it's really not that bad, because you gotta take those first steps. All right, we're now 11.5 kilometers in. I stopped at the car, dropped off my sweater, my sleeves, and my fancy tripod, just because it was heavy and kept banging across my back, so ditched that. I'm struggling. I just don't feel like doing this today. I truly don't. My car is on like the other side of the lake, so if I can just push forward for another like 3 kilometers, then I have to go back and finish out the entire distance. But I'm very excited to get home. I'm just not feeling this today at all. Less than 5 kilometers to go. I've turned around, so every step I take gets me closer to my car. I've switched from podcast to music. I currently have Britney Spears telling me to work, bitch. So, motivation. This has been a tough one. Almost cried. Completely unproductive to do so, but almost did it nonetheless. So, 4.7 left. I gotta do it. I have no choice, even if I don't like it. Sorry I'm so negative today. It is what it is. 19K will do that to you. Okay, I'll check in when it's done.
Done. In every sense of the word, I am done. 19 kilometers checked off the list. And now it's a little bit easier until the race. I cannot believe this race is in 3 weeks. When I signed up, it seemed impossibly far ahead in the future. And now we're 3 weeks away from it. And I'm nervous. I have confidence in my body's ability to do it, but I'm still nervous. And I really, genuinely believe I'm going to be last. I'm okay with it, I am. But I have to keep saying that just to normalize it for myself so that I don't feel panic-stricken during the race when everybody gets further and further ahead of me. And that's not like self-deprecating, that's just really realistic. It took me something like 2 hours and 40 minutes to do 19 kilometers. I got 2 more to do after that in this race. If I can do a sub 3 hour, I will be very proud of myself. I had initially been aiming for 2:45, dreaming of 2:30, but here's the reality. I'm gonna set a PB no matter what I do. So why don't I just relieve some pressure off myself? Aim for 3, but really complete it and try to enjoy the process. That is really the main goal here, is just to soak it all in and enjoy it. I have worked so hard for this. So who cares about a time? Honestly, who cares about a time? Unless you're gunning for like gold, who cares about a time? That can come later if I ever do another half marathon. Jury's out. Got to get through this first one. But I really like the 10K distance. That's what I'll leave you with. I'm very proud that I pushed forward on this because I did not want to do this run at all. At all. It's just a huge mental block and I don't really know why. I'll have to do some reflection on that, but I'm very proud of like just sticking with the determination, the dedication, the discipline, because there was absolutely no motivation today whatsoever. But I'm very proud that it's done. It's another week of training in the books. And then the next time I have a long run, it's only 16 only, and it'll be in BC. And I'm so excited for that, to run around a different body of water than the one that I constantly do and just see different scenery and just be on vacation. Like that'll be the start of my vacation, is running 16 kilometers. And then the next day we are boarding the ship and we are on an Alaskan cruise. And I'm very, very much looking forward to it. There's a lot of work between now and then, but we'll get through that. At any rate, I am gonna go home. It is Mother's Day. I am going to revel in that, hug my kids, spend my day with them, and just enjoy. I will see you guys next week. Bye.